So now that we've transferred or converted our images to JPEGs onto our computer, we've done any spot editings, any mass editings like exposure, contrast, and things like that, and we're fairly happy with what our images look like. So now we're going to stack them up to make a GIF. So first thing you do is you open up Photoshop, which is loaded up here. Then we go to File, Scripts, and then Load Files into Stack. So we click this. Then what we do is we need to load the layers that we want to go into our GIF. So we just click Browse, and here we are. So we choose all the pictures that we want right till the end, and OK. So all the pictures should come up there. Excellent. So now we highlight all of them and then press OK. Now it'll take a while for them to come up, but you'll see it's actually loading up on your layers toolbar. So you just wait until all of the layers have been loaded up to Photoshop. Okay, so all the layers have been loaded up now. We see one singular image here. And if you don't have this tool at the bottom that says animation, all you have to do is go to Window, and then you have animation under there somewhere, and you just click on it so that you get a little tick, and then you'll have the animation frame that opens up. The first thing I like to do is actually, we've got all these layers, but they only appear as one. So I want to create different frames for each of those layers. To do that, we just click this edge here and then make frames from layers. Excellent. So now we've got it all laid out. Now you would see that it's actually in reverse order. So I'm going to correct that by clicking one, pressing Shift, and then going right to the end and highlighting all of those frames. Then go back to this box and then you reverse them. Excellent. Now I did tell you that I was not happy with the fact that this is a little bit on a slant and it's really bugging me. So we can fix it now because we've highlighted all the frames, and when we crop it, everything is going to be cropped the same way, so we know that there's not going to be any changes or differences in the end product. So cropping it, just crop tool here. I'll just maximize this. Crop tool, and then the whole one. And now you just crop it until you feel that you're happy with the end product. So I'm just going to bring it in. Just add here, and yeah, just crop. Okay, so you would have seen I actually wasn't happy with the first time I cropped, so I restarted again and cropped it, and it was perfect. So this is what I like. And now I'm going to resize it to what I want the end GIF to be, the dimensions. Since everything is already highlighted, all I have to do is go to Image, Image Size, and then just check to make sure and change the dimensions here. So I like the height to be a maximum of about 650 if it's a vertical image. If it's a horizontal image, then the width will be a maximum of 650. So it really depends on what orientation you have your image on and what your personal preference is. Okay, so okay. Beautiful. Now, let's just say, for argument's sake, you've cropped it, you resized it, and then suddenly you feel, oh, I wish I gave it a little bit more color, or I wish that I just gave it a little bit more exposure, which I didn't do before. Rather than going back and changing all the individual images while everything is still highlighted down here, you just have to go to Adjustments, Exposure, and you can do any minor adjustments right there. And you can see it applies to every single frame. So yay, you don't have to do it individually if you do want to make any changes at the last minute. So you'll just change it back, because I was happy with the way it was. And just so you know, if you're really happy with your images and you only need to adjust the exposure a little bit or the contrast a little bit, you don't have to individually adjust them. You can just bring it on to Photoshop and then make that mask adjustment right here instead. Okay, and then just be done with doing them individually. So it's up to you. Make that judgment call depending on what you want your images or your GIF to be like. Let me show you how to put a watermark on your GIF. You're happy with the way it looks, you've cropped it, you've adjusted any minor adjustments that you want, like exposure or contrast if you really want to, and it's in the right order as well. So first thing you have to do is load a watermark, which I already did, which is right here. And then you just copy it by selecting it with that tool and then Control Copy. Then what you do is you need to highlight all of the layers again. So if you've already got them highlighted, just unhighlight it by just clicking one of the frames and then go back to clicking one and pressing down Shift and highlighting them all. Okay, for some reason for watermarks you need to re-highlight all of the layers, so make sure that you do that. Now you just Control Paste, so Control V, you've got them there. Then you want to resize it to a smaller shape, so Control T to select it, then press down the Shift key to keep the dimension ratio and then just shrink it down. Perfect. You move it to the place that you want it to be and place it, apply, and then you can change the opacity from the side here. Excellent. Okay, now once you've done that and you're happy with the way it looks, now you need to set the time delay in between each of the layers. Now that's very, very easy. See that the very small arrow down here in each of the frames with the 0 seconds to it? So that's what we need to adjust. Since all of the layers are already highlighted, you only have to change it in one. I always go to 0.2 by default and then I adjust it from there depending on whether I'm happy with it or not. So just play it. Just a few times till it gets the speed right. And yeah, I'm actually quite happy with it, but I want the last couple of frames to slow down just a tad. So these 3 frames. So I'm just going to highlight only those 3 and then change it to 0.3. Let's try it again. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with that. So because I'm happy with the color, the crop, the length of time, the watermark and everything, I'm going to transfer it as, or save it as a GIF now. One other thing you need to make sure you set it as is forever. So right at the bottom here, you get the option of having once, 3 times, forever, or set something that you want, something that's a personal preference. I always like forever. So I just click on forever So I know that it'll go as a loop until someone stops it or goes away from that blog. Okay, so to save it as a GIF, go to File, then go to Save for Web and Devices, and then this dialog box will open. Check to make sure all the settings are right. GIF, you've got the algorithm, the reduction algorithm set as selective, the dither algorithm as diffusion with 100% dither, transparency clicked, and not interlace, so make sure this is not clicked. The convert to sRGB is clicked, and then you have one last chance to change the image size here as well. I don't have to do it because I've already set it, and all I do is save. And then it comes up, which is perfect. And I've already got 2 more here, but I'm just going to set this as a separate one. All done. Excellent. Now you want to save this worksheet as well, because just in case you're not happy with the way your GIF looks, you want to be able to come back to this and edit it so that you can create another GIF for you with just minor changes. So you just go to File and Save, and you'll be able to change that there. So just save it as anything you want. I'm just gonna just click Save. And we're done. Perfect. Now I'm going to show you what the GIF looks like. So once you have saved your GIF on your computer and you open up the folder, you will be able to see that GIF. It will have the extension GIF as opposed to JPG. And you've also got your workable a file there just in case you're not happy with the GIF that you've made. So if you just double click on it, it should open up as an Internet Explorer, and you'll be able to just take a look and make sure everything is good. Let it run a few times so that you get a nice smooth GIF. Make sure the timing is right, make sure nothing looks awful, and then you should give yourself a very big pat on the back because you just made your first GIF. Yay! Okay, now it's time to show it off. And the way that you show it off is that you just treat it just like any other image. You upload that image onto your media library on your blog, and you just copy and paste, well, you select it from your library and publish it onto your post. Don't change the dimensions. Excuse me. Don't change the dimensions. For some WordPress blogs, for some blogs, if you change the dimension, it may not work smoothly, which is why I said it's very important to make it to the size that you want to publish it. I usually like to keep my images a little bit larger so that I can keep a good quality copy of it and then resize it to what I want on the blog. But with GIFs, you need it at the size that you are going to publish it. It just makes better sense, and it makes sure that the GIF will work every single time someone comes onto your blog. So if you just do a preview, you should be able to see it work perfectly. And there it is. Excellent. And just wait till the page loads properly. And yay, you've got your very first GIF that you have published on your blog now. You have to let it load so that it does come up really smoothly like it is right now. Also, remember, this is a very standard GIF. It's just milk being poured into a glass of coffee. But the possibilities of making GIFs are really endless. I'm just linking a few blog posts below. It's up to you whether you want to see it. I didn't want to add all the GIFs on one page because it'll probably be a little bit too much for one page, where I've used a GIF to convey different ideas about the recipe. So there's one where I'm showing how a cookie is being eaten because it tastes so good it's just going to disappear. Another one where I'm using a GIF to show how to roll up some pastry. And so you can use it for different kinds of things, really, and it's up to you how you want to use it. I do recommend not having too many GIFs on a post because it is too much. So just have one, maybe two. And if you do not have Photoshop to make a GIF, do not worry. The video below this will show you how to make a GIF using a website. So it's a really great website. I actually used it a few times to make sure that it actually works. It's not as good as Photoshop, but it's still a really good tool to have if you don't have Photoshop. It uses images and it also uses video. So if you've got a video that you want to make into a GIF, you can upload it there as well. But I'm going to go through how to make a GIF using that website, using images in the video below. So just click below to find out. If I have not answered any questions that you might have in this video, please write it down and ask me in the comment section below. I will get back to you with an answer as soon as I can. If I don't know the answer, I will find out for you, or I will direct you to a place where you possibly could find an answer, because I'm learning about this as well. So I hope this really helps, and I hope it inspires you to make a GIF, and I would love to see what you create as well. So let me know if you do create a GIF, and I would love to see what kind of awesome GIFs that you create on your blog too. Thank you for watching. Bye.